We've been planting a lot in our garden here at Suansuk Homestay just recently, and so I thought it was time to give you a bit of a walk around and show you what we've been doing. I'll start up here at the road at the new canal where they've concreted the canal. The idea of aesthetics I don't think entered into the minds of anybody involved, but that's alright. It's extremely practical and we're very happy to have it, but we've had to do some planting. So Pansar has just worked and planted these yesterday, which is really special because it's called Pansar. This is the plant that my wife's name comes from. She is Pansar and this is Pansar. And it's a beautiful plant that blooms at this time of the year, and she was named for it because of that, because it's around this time of the year that is her birthday. We've also planted some more king's grass. These are from some slips that I took a while ago and have planted these. They were sitting in the water maybe a little bit too long before we planted them. Hopefully they'll be alright. If not, they're pretty easy to grow, so I will look to add some more if these ones don't take, but I'm pretty sure they will. And so we've got this whole line along here at the front of our property on the roadside that is planted now with the king's grass and the Pansar, and we've got some Pansar on the other side of the canal as well, so that should dress it up and make it a little bit more attractive. Then coming into the property just here at the family house in front of the new bathroom, we've got 3 manuka plants, and these are New Zealand natives that we've bought locally here. Apparently they come out of China, but this is really special to have some New Zealand natives in our garden, and so we've got some in pots, we've got some others down there. Yeah, planted these a few weeks ago now and they're looking pretty happy there, they're looking good. We did have them kind of tucked under closer to the wall there, but they weren't getting enough rain, so we've just pulled them out and they look a lot happier sitting in there. And we've also got here a cannon lily. It's lost its flowers at the moment, but it's looking pretty healthy. I planted this a few weeks ago, and these I've always liked them, but we've never grown them. We've never had them here on our property, so it's really nice to have some. And as I said, it's got a beautiful orange flower, and I love these seed pods. I think they look really cool. And Pansar's also planted some cannon lily seeds, so it'll be interesting to see what they produce. I'll show you those in a minute. And I also planted this one. I found this, I don't know what it's called, but I had seen them up at the meditation centre where Pansar went recently to become a nun, and noticed the butterflies love them. So they were just dancing around and sitting on the flowers and that, so I thought I could plant some in this area around here because there's a bit of a gap here. It'd be nice to fill it up with something beautiful that attracts the butterflies, although my dear wife did point out that if we attract butterflies we also get caterpillars that like to eat the plants, but hopefully we've got enough diversity that will detract that. And now we're coming down to one of our little nursery areas. These are some of my Uncle Leo tomatoes that I've got growing, sprouted. These ones here I repotted from the seed trays, and they're looking a bit sad, but I think they'll come right. They've only been in there a couple of days. And then all along here we have got more adenium and more tomatoes, but these are adenium that Pansar has planted, the desert roses they're also called, and these have all grown up from seed just recently, so they're looking very, very healthy there. And just in here under the carport, because they don't like too much rain. If we get too much water on them, that's not so good. So, and then coming through here we have got Lamyai. Hello Lamyai, how you doing, girl? What you been doing? And yeah, various other bits and pieces. This is one her mum gave us just the other day. We've got more lemongrass, we've got, I think it's kaffir lime there, other bits and pieces that are already waiting to go in the ground. And then we've got all the Thai herbs. We made a video about these recently and they're all growing well. I do know what these are, I've just forgotten. Something that Punsa's planted just in the last few days. And then more adenium and some mint, more lemongrass, and then these ones here are mulberry, so we're going to be planting more mulberry. I'll be making a video about what we're doing with that shortly. And more lilies, lots of adenium. So these are all, some of them newer plantings, some of them, these ones were all bought large, so, and then grafted, so there's been some grafting work happening there. But fairly new plantings in our garden. And we'll just come up to the porch and have a quick look on the porch, because there's always activity going on up on the porch with new things that are growing, and some that have been in the pots for a while, but we've had a lot of rain just recently so the porch is kind of being taken over by the adenium because they don't like the rain so much. And we did have them sitting out in this area here that was getting too much rain, but now that we've pushed them back underneath where they get a bit of shelter, all the leaves have come back and they're looking a lot happier and a lot healthier, so that's good. We've got some beautiful cacti flowers happening this morning. They're always lovely to see. And over here we got more canna lilies. These are the ones that have grown from seed, so they're coming up well. And then various others, I can't remember what these are. Oh, these are tamarillos. Got it written there, and they are looking quite healthy, they're looking quite nice. And my Uncle Leo tomatoes here are not, but they are giving us some fruit, which is quite nice, albeit really tiny. I don't think I've ever had ripe Uncle Leo tomatoes this small, and I can only figure that it's because it's the wrong time of the year to be growing them, that they're not used to be growing when it's so warm and humid. But if anybody knows why these tomatoes are ripening up when they're so small, I mean, normally we get lovely big tomatoes from these, and they're an old heirloom variety that usually are just very, very consistent and good size, but these are ripening up when they're still really, really tiny. So kind of interesting to see how that is. And then coming across to the other side of the porch here, we've got more of the desert rose, the adenium, under the shelter a bit. And I've got my countertop that I've worked on just recently. It looks pretty cool with the water droplets on it from all the rain. This was, just another little project that I've got happening to make a countertop for here. I kind of thought that I should record a video about it, but I'm pleased I didn't, because recording a video when I'm doing something new, I've never built anything quite like this before, so I thought it was better just to concentrate, just to focus on what I was doing rather than trying to do too much all at once. And I'm very, very happy with the results. It's really nice. It's a beautiful spot to sit up here at sunset particularly and watch the sun go down over the mountains. Can't see the mountains today because it's so cloudy. I was going to make this video yesterday, but it was just raining all day. We just had this rain all day. Incredible. So this is the bamboo. This is not a new planting, but I just thought I'd come down this way anyway just to have a look and to show what's going on down there. But first we'll stop here. This was our little garden that was going to be like a shade garden that kind of didn't really work out how we want it, because when we put the new bathroom in earlier, it opened up. I had to cut down quite a lot of the shade trees, so it wasn't shaded very well, but now the trees have come back and it's looking more shaded, and we've got some nice flowers in there and a few other things in the back that will come up again, and we've got more to plant in there in the next week or so, which is great. But look at this bamboo. It's just absolutely thriving. It's so beautiful and it's growing so well. It's getting quite tall, and I need to get in there and have a look to see how many new shoots are coming up, because last time I looked it didn't look like there were many, but there are definitely some new ones there, which is great to see. So happy about that. It's always nice to see new bamboo coming up at this time of the year. A lot of people have the idea that bamboo just grows crazy and grows like wild, but it doesn't really. It only usually grows at the start of the wet season, or just a little bit into the rainy season, and it'll grow for maybe 6 weeks. It'll send up new shoots, and then after that it won't send new shoots up, and the shoots that it has sent up will grow to full height, and then they'll stop. So it's really not a huge problem at all, and it's actually not difficult to manage, particularly the clumping type. I don't have any experience with running types of bamboo, but with the clumping type, yeah, it's not difficult at all to manage. So this is now where we are in our vegetable garden. So these are some new basil plants here that my wife's put in the ground just in the last day or two, which is good to see. They're looking pretty healthy. They were transplanted. Got some beans and some Thai basil there. Papaya. This papaya is self-seeded. They just sort of pop up, and I actually like having them in the vegetable garden because they do provide a decent amount of shade, but not too much. So that's good. And then this is some chard that I put in. We'd had these in pots up on the porch, and I popped these in the ground, I think just 2 days ago now. They're looking pretty happy there. So pleased about that. And then some salad here, some lettuce. I bought these seedlings from the market a while ago, and then I got distracted and didn't really look after them, and I thought they'd all died, but we got a good bit of rain, just gentle soft rain for a few days in a row, and most of them have revived and come back to life. So that was good to see. I like that when that happens. And then down here I planted another 4 eggplants just the other day, so they're looking quite healthy. I'm really amazed at how easy these are to grow. These ones here, they need a bit of attention, but they grow these lovely eggplants, these long purple ones here. But these I bought, I asked the guy at the market for 20 baht worth of eggplant seedlings. That's less than a US dollar. It's about maybe 60-70 cents for them, and I think he gave me 15 or so. So they kind of all took off and have been providing us a lot of eggplants recently. Here's some other manuka. These ones have got some flowers on them. So these have actually been in the ground a bit longer than the other ones that I showed you earlier up by the bathroom. And they're looking pretty good. Then down here we've also been planting bananas. So we've got a little pup in there, and this is pandan, which is another Thai herb. It's a fragrant herb that's used in different dishes, different cooking. We used to go to a little restaurant. Actually, the first time I ate pandan was 11 years ago when I first met my wife, and we used to go to this little restaurant that we always used to refer to as the restaurant where we met. For obvious reasons, I can't remember the name, and unfortunately due to COVID it closed down. They just couldn't keep it running, so we missed that terribly. But we would eat order a little dish that was little chicken nuggets wrapped in the pandan leaf and deep fried and served with a really thick dark black soy sauce, and it was just delicious. Really nice food. A little bit unusual, you don't find it in many restaurants, but it was fabulous to eat. There's another banana that we planted just the other day that's a little bit bigger, and then these are 2 that I planted just 2 days ago now, and they came from another area just over there where that bigger banana is, but it's not really quite wet enough there in the dry season, so we decided to move them. And we've also got lime there, and over here I planted, well, there's beans in the basket, and there are 2 passion fruit vines growing in here. So I've just planted these the other day. I'm trying again because so far I had no success with the passion fruit, but these are looking lovely. They're looking really good. So there's obviously some new growth there. But I had planted some passion fruit just over here. I'll turn around beside me, you can see the shed behind me. I'd originally planted passion fruit along the side of the shed, and it just didn't grow. It just struggled, and I think I planted maybe 4 or 5 plants and none of them came away and did anything. And then I'd planted some more over by where I've got the bamboo meditation area, and same thing, they didn't work at all there. So I'm trying them here, making sure I give them plenty of compost, and the soil here's a lot better, so hopefully we'll get some passion fruit, because I absolutely love passion fruit. And if we can grow bananas and passion fruit, and there's one other fruit there that I'll show you in just a minute that we're going to have an abundance of, and those 3 fruits with some yogurt in the morning is a brilliant breakfast. This is another fruit that we love a lot. This is another mango. So we've recently planted a bunch more mangoes. We've got some here that are giving us fruit already, but we've planted quite a few in the garden. There's another, I think it's a lime, it may be a kaffir lime. And then, mangoes. Lots and lots of mangoes, they're great. All through there, and we've got some more banana down there. But here, this is the other fruit that I really love that we've got growing, but this is going to be giving us an absolute abundance of papaya. So we'd had these holes dug here before for other plants, and they've gone, so the soil in this area is absolute rubbish. This is where we had the pond and where we filled the pond, and so the soil here is just really poor. It's full of rock, it's full of limestone. And so we dug a bunch of these holes that we have now repurposed. The soil in the holes is really good. We've put a lot of compost, a lot of biochar in them, and it's really a great place to have something growing in them. It looks like the dogs have been down here and just bashing those a bit. There's another mango there, and then some Thai herb. I can't remember the name of this one, but it's one when the flower is like this, it's picked and it can be eaten like that. And so all around here we have got more papaya, so we're going to have a bit of a papaya jungle. I mean, it's super cheap. I don't know if Pansa bought these seeds or if we saved them from a papaya, but they grow incredibly quickly, incredibly easily, and they don't last forever. Sometimes they don't last long at all. And the other thing with papaya is that they come in male and female. The males don't produce fruit, so we take those out, keep the other 2, and enjoy the fruit from those. So it always pays to plant a bit more. And now here is our other plant that I know from New Zealand. It's not a New Zealand native, but it's one we used to go and pick when we were kids. This is blackberry, and it is growing really nicely. These plants are looking very, very strong. Looks like I need to come down and do a bit of weeding, get the grass and the weeds away from that, but that's going to be really interesting to be able to eat fresh blackberry. It's been a long, long time since I did that. Make some blackberry jam, and just to be able to enjoy that in our diet as well. Just something a bit special in Thailand, because it's really kind of unknown largely here. I think probably because it needs cooler weather to really thrive. But these are hybridized plants. They're new breeds that are designed to grow in a more tropical climate. So we'll give that a go. And like I showed you, they're growing pretty well. They're enjoying the rainy season. And then coming up along here, along our bamboo, which we love, I planted some new bamboo this year. I cut out pieces that had roots and took out some of the rhizome as well. And they are looking good. They've got really, really healthy new growth on them. So as much as I've tried to propagate bamboo, it can be challenging, And yeah, at this time of the year the bamboo just grows like crazy. Even where I've cut bamboo out in the past, you can see these new pieces growing from a piece that I must have cut over a year ago. And then we've got all of the new shoots that have come up here and are growing really well, so that's good. These are new ones that are growing up by themselves, but this is a piece here that, again, another piece that I've cut out and has some roots on it, so we'll put that on. And then that branch growing off there goes up for probably 3 or 4 meters, so it's taken really well. But we've got a few of these pieces that I've cut and just dropped in the ground in the gap. So there's been a bit of a gap here. We want something in the middle to fill it out. So these are lovely fresh new shoots on here and they're doing well. So it's all looking pretty good this time of the year. You got to make the most of the garden and planting, because the rain is just fabulous for the garden. There's nothing like a good rain to help to start off plants or seeds or seedlings that we've put in the ground, and we just love to see the effect that a good dose of rain has. You know, as much as we water, we've got good access to water here. We've always got enough water here, even in the dry season, but the effect of the rain on the garden is just magical. There's nothing else quite like it. So there it is, a short walk around the gardens here at Suansuk Homestay with all new plantings that we have. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you can get some inspiration. If you've got any questions, please let us know. Drop us a note down in the comments about anything that I've said or anything that we're doing here at Suansuk Gardens. And if you're interested to find out a bit more about what we do and why we do it, please check out this video here and give us a like, subscribe if you haven't, stuff like that. We appreciate your support. Thanks very much for watching.